Hey beekeepers, it's hard as can be to quit beekeeping, and this is part of the reason. I've got all this stuff that I could have bees in, but well, I don't have the bees, and well, I really need to get rid of you. Let me show you in here all the stuff I've got right here. Look at that. That's honeycomb, and there's honey in it, but it's not for human consumption. It's been in the freezer all year, and it was brood comb, so I'm trying to get rid of the brood comb. I got to sell that. And out here where we were just a minute ago, I have all kinds of stored out here stuff. There's 10 hives out that are active. The rest of them aren't. Now I discovered that you could just put these things out. These have been out here for, oh gosh, probably 6 months. That's just drawn comb. And the bees and ants have cleaned it all out. Now it wasn't sitting here, it was sitting over here on the other side of the yard. Here's where I had it. Let me see if I can get in here. Yeah. Here's where they were in the yard, about 250 feet away from the bee yard. And then down here, where you going, Charlie? I think he wants to go with me, see where I'm going. In my back of my truck, I've got more stuff stored. This is honeycomb. It had honey in it, but it's brood chamber, so it's not something for human consumption. So they're like that, and the bees will be out here in force a little bit once it warms up today, and they'll be cleaning these out too. The problem is I have too much of this stuff, and I don't think I'll go that way. I got weeds in the way. So let's walk up the road this way. I want to show you another spot where I've got honeycomb in boxes by my driveway here. So I've kept it up here and doing the same thing, trying to get the bees to clean up the honeycomb and be able to put it in storage. Now, as you can see, Jean has some nice gardens around here, and well, here's where it was. I put them out here, and I'm actually 250 feet from over there where the bee yard is. So I put them out here, and yesterday I came out here, and I thought, well, the bees are cleaning out. What's happened is it got all these little yellow jackets coming around here, and other kinds of bees. But the yellow jackets, there's a little bumblebee of some type, are doing the majority of the work. So I'm thinking maybe I need to put these in the back of my truck and keep them further away from my yard here, because I don't want the yellow jackets around. There's one right there. They're little yellow jackets, and they don't seem to sting you. You've been around here, but it's not. I got some big yellow jackets here that definitely would sting you. Anyway, we have these little pollinating plants around here that Jean has planted, and she's always out here working in her garden, which she's doing right now. But you can see her work's paid off. Pretty gardens. Here's my little bird bath where I got some rocks so the bees can get the water when it's not raining, but it just rains, but there's nobody there now. At any rate, got all this stuff stored around here that I got to get rid of. So it's harder than ever to quit. I'm not as determined to quit now, not as right away, because it's going to take time to get this stuff all sold. But I do want to do that, and maybe in the spring I'll cut it down to maybe 2 hives and get rid of that one that's hot. The thing is, I went in it the other day after I'd got stung, and lo and behold, they were calm as can be. And I didn't go deep in it because I was working on other hives and I didn't want to get stung, quit, mad, and all that stuff run off. So I did that inspection. Let's see what's going on here. See if these are bees or yellow jackets going in here. Oh, they're bees. Good. Right. Let's see. I'm not seeing any yellow jackets, but I do see a little pollen coming in, which is a good thing. It's August 1st, I think, maybe 2nd. So, yeah, they're going in and out, doing just fine. And I'll need to see if some interest reducers on these hives, because, well, pretty soon it's going to be a dearth and be a lot easier to start robbing. Anyway, I have 10 hives here that are still active, and a few that are just stored here. I keep them out here because when I'm working, I might want to have a part of a hive, and so I just have one and I can walk over and get it without having to go somewhere else to get it. Oh, I see I didn't turn on my electric fence last night, and that could have caused a little bit of havoc. Yeah, I need to plug that in. But yeah, I have these boxes out here, strange as can be, that they have honeycomb in them, but nothing's bothering them anymore. So as you can see, there's a little mold in there that's been out here for a few days. Kind of surprised that nothing does get in there, but once the ants and the yellow jackets and the honeybees and other types of bees have cleaned these out, they don't seem to bother it anymore. And so you can actually store them outside. I've been storing this one out here it's probably been out here 4 or 5 months anyway. So that's something to think about. But as you say, more bees, but in the spring, I want to get anything that's made it through the winter and sell it down to 2 hives, and even sell those 2 hives if I can. I don't know whether I'll be able to or not, but that's the plan. And there's lots of other stuff to do, stuff that's stored around here needs to be taken care of too. So yeah, I kind of looking forward to cutting down on the beekeeping and maybe go to more about talking about what it takes to be a beekeeper. And I've been doing it since 2019, so I might do that and change the channel around a little bit. I don't want it to just die. I don't know whether, did I come over here and show you all these? Well, let's show you again. The inside here, where I'm supposed to be having my coffee instead of having storage stuff. But I've got all kinds of stuff. And, there's a few bees that made it into here. Can't find their way out. But yeah, all kinds of stuff I gotta get rid of. Just stored in here in the screen porch. Been through here for winter, so there's nothing bothering it. Gonna see if I could pull one out. And, yeah, here's one. That's an old one. Let me just pull one out of one of these other boxes. Let's see. That's just a plain old one. I thought maybe I'd get one that had, yeah. Well, I know that one has comb in it. And that one. So these have drawn comb in them. They're just waiting. They've been harvested, and so yeah, there's a few bugs in here, but they don't bother to comb after it's been harvested and cleaned out by the bees. Here you go. Here's one. See, that's really clean. It's not bad at all. And it's just been sitting here for a whole year, since last year when I harvested the honey. I still have about, 4 or 5 boxes of honey that need to be extracted off those honeybees, which I was going to rob them off last week when I started getting stung, and I quit. But yeah, I decided that I was going to quit that right away. That day, I was going to quit beekeeping and get rid of all this stuff. And yeah, I've done that a few times. I did it the first year I started. I got stung really bad, about 8 or 10 times, and so I decided I was going to quit. I was going to get rid of those bees, but I didn't. Like I said, it's hard, and once in a while you get stung, and this time was the last straw, I think. I don't know. More bees. That's what they say. More bees.